Hello everybody, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday full of love and positive energy and good food and family, friends, and things you're passionate about. That I think is the most important. And you know what? At this time in my life today, I am passionate about this freaking case. What in the world was yesterday's hearing? I had listened to tidbits yesterday. Today, went back, watched the whole thing twice, and it is insane. So we need to get a drink. I have white tea today. White tea is actually made from the same plant as the green tea. It is so much tastier, I think, much less bitter, and studies show that it can actually reduce the proteins in the brain that fold. Those folding proteins are linked to dementia and Alzheimer's, and why not reduce those by 15 to 35% by just drinking some white tea? Plus, who doesn't want a healthy brain? Because let's be honest, the IQ of our country is dropping, and I can see it across the board. So today I actually, ta-da! I even pulled out the fancy special police hat just for you. And I even put on my special hippie shirt because nobody wants to see a blue scrub top every day. Sorry guys, I've been working lots of hours. And I have a joke for you. What do you call a lawyer with an IQ of 60? Any guesses? You call him a judge. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but Judge made himself look this way yesterday. He is a mess. He is a mess. Get him out of the courtroom. Let's go through what happened yesterday, and then we'll talk, and then you guys will let me know what you think in the comments, because there was a lot going on. Now, did you guys notice that Billy lost his mind completely? He is something else. He looked very desperate, very emotional, very easily triggered. And Billy, you need to gather yourself, because if you do not, you might not make it to trial, honey. I mean, we have yet to start. And I found it ironic because the last time, at the last hearing, Bill Thompson accused the surveyor, Mr. Edelman, emotional. You're emotional. He is emotional damage. He's emotional when he created those questions. And what do we have yesterday? What did we have? We had an emotional, overly emotional, out of control, histrionic Bill Thompson. Please, Bill, gather yourself. Come back to center. And the court cannot work to try to prevent Ann Taylor from defending Mr. Brian Kohberger. That is her job. So I'm still not sure why the prosecution is wasting so much time. They say they want to get the trial started, to get justice for the families, right? But then we see them actually doing the complete opposite and trying to stop Ann at every turn. By the way, Bill also tried to accuse Ann of disseminating information and the surveyor of disseminating information. But we know that these questions were actually created from information that was already out there, that was put out there by the media. And yes, this has done before. These types of surveys have been done before. So we have Bill being a complete effing hypocrite, because what does he go and do? He goes and violates the damn gag order. Yes, people, you heard that right. What did we hear Bill Gates say? Something we had never heard before. We had maybe thought about it, we'd maybe pondered about it, maybe considered the thought, but Bill Thompson comes right out and says that Mr. Brian Kohberger never stalked anybody. That's right. If you did not go watch that hearing, Please go watch it. Very telling. Oh, interesting. I wonder what else they are hiding. Let's see the autopsies, by the way. Have we heard about that? So I am very curious, and I'm definitely going to be keeping notes of this because Bill Thompson should technically be held accountable for this violation, right? Right? But we also know that Judge, whether he is intimidated or easily persuaded by Bill Thompson, whatever it is, he is definitely biased and prefers to side with Billy Bob. Now, could they know each other from past decades, maybe outside of work? One could speculate. Judge almost always leans with Billy Thompson. Why? Is there bias there? So, did you guys watch the part where Judge, who also appears to have lost his marbles completely, says something so out of line, so unprofessional? This is why I say get him the fudge out, okay? We have a judge, first of all, who cannot control the courtroom. Now, one could also speculate, well, maybe he cannot control the courtroom because maybe it is somebody else who is in control of the courtroom. Could it be somebody higher up? Could it be somebody with more money on the line? One could speculate, but Judge, when he is being questioned by Alyssa, the other lawyer of Brian with the beautiful black hair, Judge says, I was being sarcastic at last hearing. Are you effing kidding me, Judge? Are you really going to say that right now? And Alyssa was so quick and so fluent in her speech, immediately just shredded him to pieces, saying, well, I took your sarcasm to heart because it was a very serious day. And it was. Here we have a man, Brian Kohberger, who was incarcerated with little to no evidence pointing to him being the criminal. And then over here, we have Judge, who is being sarcastic at an extremely serious court hearing when we know this is a death penalty case. That is the type of judge, ladies and gentlemen, that is running this courtroom. This is why I say get him the fuck out. I'm sorry, I'm very angry today after watching this fully. But we can't have that. This judge literally spun whatever was going on in that hearing to make it about him, to get all defensive, to get emotional, and to not be able to control the courtroom. So the DA also comes across as looking very tense, and he sounds very dense. Then Judge sounds like he knows nothing about capital cases. So it is my opinion that that is one of the reasons he maybe should not be involved in this case at all. Okay, just because your last name is Judge doesn't mean you should be a judge. Okay, thank you. Okay, if my name is Baker doesn't mean I'm going to open a damn donut shop if I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe Judge should just step away. Maybe it's just not his calling. Maybe he is just not interested in law, because his demeanor, his sarcasm in the courtroom shows not only that he has lost his passion for the courtroom, but he has lost respect for the courtroom. And that needs to continue, whether you like Kohberger or law at all. Okay, there are procedures in place, and being sarcastic in a death penalty case is not one of them, sir. Another thing is that Thompson, last hearing, said that the surveyor was emotional when he created the questions, but Mr. Edelman sounds very intelligent. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he knows what he's talking about. He gives a very detailed breakdown of how he came to the conclusion to create those questions and how to pinpoint bias and the importance of being able to do so. But how ironic was it that Thompson said the surveyor was emotional? And yesterday's hearing, what do we see? We see an emotional Billy Thompson who tries to get people to not play the PowerPoint, who comes across as out of control, doesn't know what's going on. It seems as though he is losing the case right through his fingers. So it is very interesting to me. It is very telling because they sold us the lie in the very beginning that they had a solid case, that this was our guy, that they knew they had criminal behind bars. And the more truth comes out, even by Billy, I mean, this guy freaking said Kohberger did no stalking. Thanks, Billy. Maybe he might actually help Kohberger get out of this one. Maybe truth starts slipping. What did I say in one of my first videos? And I've always said this. I've been a big believer of this. All truth eventually comes to light. May not come out in our lifetime or the next, but it always comes out. And of course, it is better that it comes out sooner. And what are we starting to see? We are starting to notice their house of cards collapse. We start seeing bits of information, bits of truth come to light. I was right in the beginning, and it's just a matter of time. Okay. It's very easy to get disillusioned with our court system because there are several failures. But I have a feeling that Billy is not as prepared as he thought he was. And we also see Judge getting very shifty, very uncomfortable in his seat when Anne and Alyssa are questioning and addressing him. So I think it's just a matter of time before it all falls apart. And hopefully, if Kohberger is innocent, he is let go, because if he is, he has suffered enough already. By the way, some people have tried to twist my words to say that I think Kohberger is guilty. Please don't twist my words, because if you think I think that Kohberger is guilty, then you are just as dense as Billy and the judge. So please leave. But also, I am not going to make up my mind yet. Why? Because I want to see everything before I do. I think that is a smart thing to do. I'm definitely leaning towards one side, and I'm sure you know what that side is, right? Because otherwise, I wouldn't be here uploading after 80 hours of work. But that is it for the day. Please let me know if you have watched yesterday's hearing. What do you think about how Judge carried himself? Do you think it was unprofessional that he said he was being sarcastic? Do you think that it was unprofessional that he was still questioning the slides, the PowerPoint that was going to be shown? Do you think Billy came across as questionable and emotional and histrionic and out of control? And do you think that Anne and Alyssa did a good job and that they came across as cool, calm, and collected? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you guys have